So recently I did a review on the Itel S25 Ultra, but there's one phone not everyone is talking about. This is the Itel S25. This phone is an AMOLED display, 1080p resolution, costing $105, and you're going to still get a high performance chipset, a very good camera, and even an IP54 dust and splash resistance. So let's get through this review and talk about this phone. So at this point, I think you can already see that this year Itel really wants to get into 2025 with a very good lineup. The S25 Ultra is very good. Of course, there are some downside there and there, mostly because this is a budget smartphone, and finding out that it's actually cheaper buying it in Nigeria as compared to the Philippines. So let's start off with the design and build quality. So in this department of design and build quality, let's take a look at the design itself. First of all, this is a very good design. Of course, some people are saying this is Samsung clone, but it's actually not. So it's somehow same but different, mostly because at the top we get two cameras and a ring LED flash. So that's the main difference with this phone and other Samsung phones. Of course, the design almost looks similar, but the lining of the cameras themselves are a bit different too, as I studied, and I think you can see that as compared to the A series or S series from Samsung, you can definitely see that there is a difference with the lining and even the thickness of the phone itself. So we might say the Samsung clone, but not for long until you actually know what the phone is all about. So in this department, you need to know that this phone weighs 185 grams, which is very lightweight. This phone is 7.3 millimeters in thickness. The color options are Bromo Black, Mambo Mint, and Sahara Gleam. You also get a dual SD card slot as well as a micro SD card slot for expandable storage, which is a very good mix for a budget smartphone. We get an IP54 dust and splash resistance rating. And let's talk about the performance, which I really want to talk about. First of all, this phone comes with software Android 14 paired up with Itel OS 14.5. So this phone comes with up to 2 Android updates in the future, which is a very small margin, but I don't really think it's that bad. The Antutu World Stress Extreme Stress tests are very good, as you can see, but they are going to offer you great performance, but it's going to be mostly medium performance. And when you're playing the games, you can see that the gaming performance is not that better for whether you're playing Call of Duty or even PUBG Mobile. The phone comes in two variants, which are the 128GB variant and the 120GB and 8GB variant. So the difference is in the RAM. It comes with the Unisoc T620, which is a 12nm chipset, which is very good, but it's mostly found on budget smartphones. So far, I think all I can say is, in terms of the performance, this is a very good phone. And now let's talk about the battery. Looking at the battery, the phone comes with a 5000 mAh battery, which it supports 18 watts wired charging, which is going to supply you with a full day of usage. This phone charges from 0 to 100% in somewhere around 1.5 hours to 2 hours. It comes with features such as bypass charging, AI charging protection, and some feature which is actually on an iPhone, whereby your battery is protected by making the phone charge up to 80% and cross that barrier afterwards when you don't use the phone. This actually protects the battery, and it's not a feature that I would think that Itel would actually use on their budget smartphone. Now let's talk about the display on this phone. First of all, this phone comes with a 6.78-inch AMOLED display, which obviously means that you're getting all those vibrant colors and those deep blacks. As you all know, most of these AMOLED displays can actually show up to 1 billion colors. I don't know about the Itel S25, but I think it's going to show you somewhere around there. Also, this supports up to 120Hz refresh rate and a 1800 nit peak brightness, and the resolution is also 1080p. So which means that whether you're gaming, watching videos, or even streaming online, all is well. So let's move on to another topic, which is very crucial to this phone, which is the camera. In the camera department, we get a 50 megapixel wide camera, an auxiliary lens. This actually shoots videos at 1.5K at 1080p at 30 frames per second. You also get the ring LED at the bottom, which is causing people to say this is Samsung clone. We also get the front camera at 32 megapixels, and which shoots videos at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The punch hole is very good, and as you can see from the sample so far, these look good. And you might actually think that this is a very good phone, maybe, which is not actually a budget smartphone, but it is a budget smartphone. This is a very good phone which takes good photos, and this is very surprising to me because this phone is costing $105 at the starting price, and I don't know if there are any promotions so far, but I think you can see from the samples these look good. So far, all I can say is the Itel S25 is a very good budget smartphone, and I think you need to emphasize on the effect of that being a budget smartphone. Of course, you can say that there are something there and there, but so far from the review, all I can say is I haven't seen anything which is that bad. So far, I can say that this is a very good phone, cheap pricing, and I think anyone is going to be able to use this phone without any problem coming to them. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please subscribe to the channel.